Okay, come into your comfortable cross-legged seat. And let's settle. So I want you to sit any way that you need. And that could be laying down on your back if you've been seated for a long time. Today, if you've been sitting and you want to lay down, I welcome you to lay down. Hi, Taryn, welcome. We're just getting started, settling in. So rest your hands on your knees or rest your hands somewhere on your body that works for you if you're laying down. Close your eyes. Deepen your breath. And just take the first few breaths. Maybe you'll feel like your neck or your shoulders need to move or a little shoulder roll. Do what you need to be able to settle and feel right down to your sit bones, your pelvis, and grow your spine right up out of pelvis and line up the back of your skull with the top of your sacrum and deepen your breath. Feel your back body. Let your shoulder blades rest on your back. And deliberately expand the back bottommost ribs as you breathe. So the diaphragm attaches there to the ribs. And feel if you can actually move that area on your back. Like if you had gills on your back, if you were a fish, try to breathe there. And then open your eyes. We'll start with some wrist stretches. Take your hands out to the sides. Spread open the palms right from the center of your palm out through the fingers and relax your shoulders down. Take a deep inhale. Exhale one finger at a time into a fist and roll the knuckles down towards the earth. Relax your jaw, relax your shoulder blades. Soften across the front of the chest, even as you keep it open. And take another breath here. Feel left to right if there's any difference. And then turn your palms forward, deep inhale here, opening up across the palms in a gentle way, so you're not tightening your hands. And then exhale the thumb in, the fingers around the thumb, light squeeze there, and send the fists out like you're pouring a pitcher of water. And relax your jaw, feel if those areas are linked. For me, I have to raise and lower my arms and sometimes just kind of shimmy the shoulder blades down to melt that area. Do the first one again, inhale. Exhale one finger at a time into a fist, roll the knuckles down. Turn your palms, face them forward, inhale. Exhale, thumb in, fingers around the thumb, light squeeze there. And open up the spot where your thumb meets your wrist and relax your jaw. Cool, release, and we'll go into a seated side bend with one leg out. You'll bring your right foot into the groin, or you can take it back like this if that feels good. If your ankle is here, we'll do neck release, holding on to the ankle. If you don't have the ankle here, you do neck release in this way. So come into neck release one way or the other. If you're holding onto the ankle, you don't have to walk the hand very far down your left leg. And let your head hang and feel into the stretch across the right side of your neck and shoulder there. I'm not mirroring you. I'm on my right side, so if that's confusing, you just do you. And feel whatever side you chose is the right one for you. Relax your neck. And then you might close your eyes and feel your breath moving into the sensation of the stretch. You might relax your jaw a little bit. You rotate your chin towards the floor to find a good spot for you. I'm going to take 2 more breaths here. Spread out the bones of your feet and feel the length of your spine. As you're coming into this, you want to keep your back very long and the left side, the bottom ribs, lengthen there as well. We'll come into the full side bend. You'll lengthen out a little bit more, maybe as appropriate in your body. Reach your right arm up and over. Relax your neck, letting your head hang. And inhale, spin your top ribs open. And deepening your breath, feeling into the stretch. You can feel the stretch all the way from your right hip, through the side of your waist, through the rib cage. And as you inhale, open up the chest and the heart, send the right ribs back and the left ribs forward, and lengthen those bottom ribs as well. And 2 more breaths here. I'm going to take a moment here to turn and face the leg. You could also, if it feels better to you, come out between the knee and the leg and take a forward fold. Any amount of stretch here, so you don't want to overdo it. There's no goal. I'm just feeling one moment at a time, one breath at a time. I'm deepening into whatever feels good to you as far as stretch goes. And then walk your hands in and come up. Exhale at the top. Let's go to the second five. So again, you get to choose. Is your foot going to come into the groin, or are you going to go into this position? Do what feels more interesting to your body. I kind of change it up. Grab onto the ankle if it's there, or have the hand hover in the air for neck release. Walk your hand down and let your head hang. Relax the shoulders down away from your ears. Relax the jaw, the neck. You might need to support your head. I didn't say this on the other side, but this is always an option, to bend the elbow and support your head. So you want the stretch to be just enough that it feels good, not too much. And as you smooth out your breath, if that feels good, you can deepen it, and you might expand the back bottommost ribs and your right ribs along the leg. Slightly turn your chin towards the earth if that feels good. Find a good spot and breathe into it. And you might have several spots. Feel free to explore. Let's slide into the side bend. Reaching the left arm up and over now. And lengthen your right rib cage. So you want to really lengthen there. It gets kind of congested, so you want to reach it out along the leg as you can. And then wrap your left shoulder and shoulder blade and let your head hang. And spread out the bones of your feet so you feel your feet. And let your breath create more space internally. You have more space, more connection, more feeling. And then turning to face the leg. Maybe that's appropriate to go right into it. Maybe you want to back up out of it or go to the inside between the knee and the leg. Up to you. And walk your hands in, coming up. And let's come forward to all fours. Maybe some more wrist stretching if you need it. Turn the fingers to point back towards the knees. Take this time for you so you can stretch out. You can take cat-cows. Move any way that feels really good to you. Or maybe you have the palms facing upward and then lean back to get the forearm to stretch, and let your upper back kind of just round and melt, letting your head hang. And feel if your upper back feels tight, can you drag the shoulders away from your ears and wrap the shoulder blades? All right, release that. We're going to come into bird wing here. So if you can sit back on your heels, my toes are tucked under because I like to stretch the backs of my toes, but you can sit any way that you like for this. Glue your elbows onto your rib cage. Take a deep inhale into your upper chest and spread the collarbones. Exhale, draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Move the hands and squeeze your upper arm into the armpit. And feel the shoulder blades squeezing together. Inhale, breathe here again. Expand your ribs. And exhale, move the arms. Squeeze the upper arm into the armpits and the shoulder blades towards each other, like you got a pencil back there. Turning on all the muscles around the shoulder girdle. Inhale here. Exhale, keep the shoulder blades dragged down. And feel if you're jutting your front ribs forward, you want to pull them in and lift those back bottommost ribs. Inhale, come forward again. And exhale. That last time I moved my elbows a little far away from my body, you want to keep them in. And you might feel left to right if it feels different. Okay, release that. We're going to come into dolphin from here. So put your elbows down. You can choose which dolphin you want to do today. It can be clasping the hands or the forearms parallel. We're going to do several dolphins, so you'll have some opportunities to revisit it. Take your hands around your triceps. I'm going to put the forearms parallel, like a number 11. Line up the middle finger with the wrist and with the elbow, and then really root down the thumb side of the hand. Let your head hang. Press the floor away. Tuck the toes and lift your hips up and back. And then fill your back body. So here's something I've been working on is I have a pretty intense back bend. You can probably see it if I do this. So you want to bring your front ribs in, zip the front ribs. And I'm coming a little more forward. So my shoulders are right over the elbows. And I'm going to press straight down into the floor. And then do that bird wing move that you just did, squeezing the shoulder blades towards each other. And then do the opposite, wrap the shoulder blades, squeeze the elbows towards each other. So you create some more space in your shoulder joint. Hopefully you felt that. We're gonna take the right leg and lift it up and back. So you're broadening the upper back. Best way to broaden, press the earth away, squeeze the elbows towards each other. And reach through that top leg that's reaching up and out. Can you turn the right toe straight down towards the floor, the outer hip down, and extend back. And then remember to zip the front ribs in and to lift up and out of shoulder joints and squeeze elbows towards each other. Bring right leg down. Same thing on the other side. Lift your left leg up. Keep the toes pointing down. Inhale, reach back through that leg. Squeeze your elbows towards each other. Relax your neck. Inhale into your hips, rotate your outer left hip down and reach straight back through both legs. Right hips up, left leg reaching back. Remember the back body, fill your back body with breath and with awareness. And then bring that leg down. Come all the way down to child's pose. With a shoulder opening variation, walk your elbows forward away from you. Your butt's going to be up above the heels. And then you'll put your hands, the palms of your hands, onto your shoulder blades. And you might have a little more room to walk your elbows forward and lean back. And get some space around your armpit, around the shoulders, and the upper back. And deepen your breath. And then release. Come on up. Let's lay down on the back and do abdominal work. We're gonna go right into elbow to knee. Clasp your hands behind your head. Bring your knees right over your hips. Elbows up towards the ceiling, and rest your head in the basket of your hands so your neck is relaxed. Inhale, head and shoulder blades up off the mat. Press your lower back down and curl just the tailbone up. Exhale, twist to the left thigh, straighten your right leg, and pull the lower belly down into the mat. Inhale, come back to center. Press the lower back down, curl the tailbone up. Exhale, twist to the right, straighten the left leg, pull the belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Breathe into lower back, curl the tailbone up. Exhale, twist to the left, straighten your right leg, press the lower back down. Inhale, come back to center. Curl tailbone. Exhale, twist right, straighten left leg, pull the belly down. Inhale, back to center. Press lower back down into the mat. Curl the tailbone up. Exhale, twist to the right, straighten your left leg, pull the belly down. Keep resting your head in your hands. Inhale, come back to center. Press lower back down, curl the tailbone up. Exhale, twist to the left, straighten the right leg, and pull the belly down. Do one more on each side on your own. And release, hug your knees into your chest. We're gonna take a quick twist side to side, hug your right knee into your chest and send that knee across. And just reaching into this twist any way that feels good to you. You can let the knee come down to the floor or rest your knee on a block. And just breathing into your back, breathing into the right side of your ribs. And then come back onto your back. And second side, hug your left knee in, and then take the left knee across into your twist. And open lower back and left side ribs. And come back onto your back. For twisted root, this is eagle legs, abdominal. Take the right thigh, wrap it around the left, bring your knees right over your hips. You're squeezing your inner thighs together and your sit bones towards each other. Clasp your hands behind your head. Inhale, your head and shoulder blades up. Exhale, curl the tailbone up, squeeze the sit bones, squeeze the inner thighs. Send the knees upward and pull the belly down. Inhale, rest your head into your hands, breathe lower back down. Exhale, scoop the tailbone up, squeeze the sit bones, squeeze the inner thighs, pull the belly down. Inhale, rest your head into your hands, breathe into lower back. Exhale, curl the tailbone up, squeeze the sit bones, send the knees up, pull the belly down. You're squeezing the legs together a lot. Inhale, breathe into lower back. One more like that. Press the legs together, scoop the tailbone up, squeeze the sit bones and the inner thighs, and send the knees up and pull the belly down. We're gonna release, head and shoulder blades down. Little isometric here, put your hands on that top thigh, keep your head down on the floor, breathe into your lower back. Exhale, press your hands into your thighs and push your thighs back into your hands as you pull the belly down. So you use your core to do this. Notice if you're making funny faces or stressing out from your jaw or your neck. You want to pull the belly down and let that be where you feel sensation. So do 3 more on your own. It's an inhale. And exhale, press hands into thighs, thighs into hands, pull the belly down. And you stay in the isometric where you're pushing and pulling and there's no movement, but a lot of intensity and feeling. And do that 2 more times on your own. Release, unwind your legs. Wrap your legs the other way. Back to the first one. Hold the head in your hands, elbows straight up towards the ceiling. Inhale, your head and shoulder blades up off the mat. Press the lower back down. Squeeze your inner thighs, squeeze your sit bones. Send the knees up, pull the belly down. You got 5 of these total, more, go for it. Use your exhale, really feel the full exhale as you pull the belly down, like feel it below your belly button, above the navel, and you might shake a little bit, that's probably great. You might not think it's great, but it means you're doing it right. Last set, head comes down, hands come to that top thigh. Relax your jaw and your face and your neck. Inhale into your back. Exhale, press hands into thighs. Thighs push back into the hands, and you pull the belly down. 4 more of these. Release, hug your knees into your chest. So if you have a block handy, you want to grab your block and squeeze it between your legs. We're going to come into bridge. You don't have to have a block. That's cool. Just come into bridge without the block. But if you have it, why not use it? Squeeze it between your inner thighs to turn on your adductors. Feel that your heels are underneath your knees. And keep the arms relaxed as you lift up. So we're keeping the arms and the shoulders relaxed here to lengthen the lower back. So it's really a little bit lower than a regular bridge that we'll do a little later today. Push down into your heels. Tuck the tailbone towards the backs of the knees. And then feel your breath in your back body. So you want to feel the lower back. Feel the top rim of your sacrum. Sacrum's the last bony part of your spine. Lengthen that. Tilt the sit bones towards the backs of the knees, opening up the front of your pelvis, those hip bones that stick out. And then lift your back bottommost ribs, that spot I had you breathing into. Can you breathe in there and lift that area in the opposite direction? Lift the back bottommost ribs like they could come up through your collarbones. So as you squeeze the block, send your thigh bones forward. So your thigh bones are going towards your feet. Your back bottommost ribs are going towards your face. You're kind of lengthening your body in 2 directions. You got 3 more breaths here. Press down into the heels and check it out. Find out what it feels like if you pull the heels energetically back towards your head. All right, release. Come all the way down. Move the block out of the way. You might keep it nearby because you might use it in this next variation. We're going to go into Dolphin with the palms up. So if you know that variation, you can come into it immediately. If you're not sure about it or have never done it, sometimes a block is handy. It might not be the exact width of your shoulders, but it's better than nothing. So you want to have the block in between your wrists or the pinky side of your hands because you're going to do Dolphin with your palms up. So take your hands, measure the distance, turn the palms upward, lay the hands down, send your thumbs away from each other, let your head hang, press the earth away, and come up. So when I first started doing this, I could not get my thumbs anywhere near the floor. They were like up and curling inward, and I just struggled and I hated it and I was shaking, and I've gotten a lot more aware of my shoulders and a lot stronger just from doing this over the years. So I've really seen in my body how much it helps. You got 3 more breaths if you're still here. If you're not, that's cool. You come back up if you want. Never any pain. If this variation hurts you, it's not a great variation, or it's not really working in a way that it should. So come out of it if you feel pain, and you can do a regular downward dog or dolphin. We got another couple breaths. You could also see me for a private session, and I can definitely troubleshoot that for you. I'm getting really good at it through the Zoom. I'm getting a lot of really great feedback from people. It's super fun. So if that's something you want to do, check it out. All right, come on down. And let's come up to stand. If you have sensitive knees, you might want to pad your knees with a blanket. We're going to do some sun salutations and get moving. All right, stand up. Take a moment, arrive on your mat. Relax your arms by your side, turn the palms, face them forward. Feel your shoulder blades on your back and breathe into your back bottommost ribs. Push down into your heels, lift your kneecaps up, engage your leg bone muscles. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Lunge, right knee back and down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Hands down, step back to plank. All right, lower down. Your knees could come down first, just to protect the upper back, or maybe that's the best way for your body to do it. Hands come forward, pull your chest forward, low cobra. Exhale, down and back to downward facing dog. Lunge, right foot forward, left knee down. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands down. Step up to the front of your mat. Inhale, ride the breath, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Lunge, left knee back and down. Inhale, reach up. Hands down, step back to plank. Exhale, lower down, legs straight or knees down first. Low cobra, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lunge, left foot forward, right knee down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down. Step up to the front of your mat. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. 2 more on your own. You can choose to do knee up or knee down, or any other lunge that you want to do. You could slow it down and do 1 rather than 2. Feel your back and lengthen it. Every inhale, every exhale. Maybe on the last one, try closing your eyes just to stay in sensation if that's helpful. If it takes you out of sensation, don't do it. Finishing up. We'll end standing at the front of the mat. Take a deep inhale. Just standing, feeling your feet. Feel now how you feel. And feel your back. Moving into chair pose. Bend the knees, lower the hips. You're going to send your hips back and lift the chest. We'll send hips even further back. Really weight in heels. And then exhaling, we're twisting. Let's go to the right. If you have your feet apart, that's cool. Just make sure you're not torquing your sacrum and your hips. You want to draw your left knee back. Or you could walk the feet together the way I'm just doing right now, just to feel the difference. It actually feels better today for my body to be feet hip distance apart, knees hip distance. From here, you're going to twist the other way. Release, fold forward. Just take a breath here. You can soften the knees. We're going to reach back and clasp the hands behind the back and just roll your shoulders out and shake your head out, yes and no. And let your upper body just ragdoll forward. From here, step back to plank and come down onto your belly for boat, Shalabasana. Palms face up by your side. Lift the feet, lift the hands, lift the heart. Back of the neck is long, so you're not looking straight ahead of you because that would strain the back of the neck. Look forward and down and keep the neck and the jaw really soft. Exhale, come down and back to downward facing dog. Shoulder shrugs in warrior two. Step your right foot forward between your hands. All right, inhaling into your upper back. Hold the breath, take the shoulders up, shoulders straight back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and draw down. Inhale into your upper back. Send the shoulder blades straight back, squeeze together and draw down as you exhale. Bend the elbows, inhale into upper back. Exhale, send the bottom tips of the shoulder blades and the elbow tips towards each other, squeeze together and draw down. I'm going to move back a little bit, you keep going. You got one more round of shoulder shrugs, upper, middle, and lower, 3 breaths. Feel that your whole spine is right up over the pelvis, and that your hips are not tilted like this. We'll do a lot of things like this. See the difference in my hips? Just like that. That's the way you want it to be. Inhale, reach your arms out when you finish. And let's go into reverse warrior. Hand down the back leg, or your left hand comes to the hip. And you can lean into your reverse warrior. My arm is up and over by my ear. Or maybe the right hand's going to go into neck release here by the knee. Do what feels good. Do both if you want. And feel that you can use this backhand to traction up and out. So like here I am scrunching the side, and here's the difference when I lengthen. And come up, forearm onto the thigh, left arm up and over by the ear. If you have a block that you want to use, your hand could go to the block or to the floor. Full Parshvaknasana with the arm extended and the hand on the block or the floor. You want to reach out through the outer edge of your back foot, and you're rotating the bicep towards your face, and traditional gaze is up underneath the arm, and that keeps your spine in one long line. It should feel good on your neck. If it doesn't, let the head hang. I just find that for me, over time, I want to elongate the neck and include the neck as part of the spine, and this feels good to me. But if it doesn't feel good to you, don't do it. All right, reach that arm up and over by your ear, hands down, step back to plank, lower down onto your belly. Reach back, clasp your hands behind your back. Lift your feet, lift your hands, lift your heart, coming into boat. Long neck. Exhale, come down and back to downward dog. Shoulder shrugs in warrior two. Bring your left foot forward. Lift the hips, square them so that the hips are level. They're not tilted forward. It's like Saturday Night Fever style, like that. Okay, shoulder shrugs. Take a deep inhale into your upper back. Hold the breath. Take the shoulders up, shoulders straight back and down. Inhale into upper back. Exhale, squeeze the shoulder blades straight back together and down. Bend your elbows. Inhale into upper back. Exhale, send the bottom tips of your shoulder blades and the elbow tips together and down. Do this last one on your own. Try to create more space as you do this rather than less. Sometimes I've gotten like really intense about this and like I realize I'm just kind of like bearing down and it's like, can it just be loose? Because I mean, you could hang out and just do this. You don't have to do 3 breaths. That was just how I was trained to do it. And it's effective, but only if you do it lightly. Okay, like anything. Inhale, reach the arms out. Come into reverse warrior. Your own way. Hand down the back leg if that feels good. Does not feel good anymore to me, but believe me, I've done it a gazillion times that way. Your practice has to change with you. Every day is different. So be willing to like check it out like I just did. I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of interesting, but not as fun as this today, where I'm using my right hand to lengthen out of my lower back. That feels really good to me. All right, ease on up, forearm on the thigh, or hand on block or hand on floor. Your top arm comes up and over by your ear. You see, this is extended side angle. You're making like a big 45-degree angle with your body. And the gaze is maybe underneath your bicep or looking down. Find a good spot for your head to hang if you need it. Release, swing that hand down. Let's come down and come through upward dog or cobra. If your wrists are bothering you, do cobra. I think my wrists were bothering me last week, so I backed off of everything. And they feel better this week, so it worked. Come on down, downward facing dog. We're gonna go into warrior one with your right foot forward and your left arm up. Pat yourself on the back for archer arms. Grab a strap or a towel. Soften your front ribs and lift your back ribs up into the hands. And press into the outer edge of your back foot and bring the left hip, left butt forward. Spread out the bones of your feet and really take up more space with your feet. Deepen your breath. Twisting warrior, release the arms, inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist left elbow to the right thigh. Release your hands down. Straighten your front leg, step the back foot forward. This is pyramid pose. It's a forward fold over this front leg, and that could feel really good. We're gonna be here for several breaths. I want you to feel your right hip drawing back and the left hip coming forward, and feel if this is a great place that you wanna hang out in. And then if you want to add in this vertical split, you could come to here, but only if it would feel better in your body or more interesting to go to here. It's not like this is better or deeper, it's just different, right? And you can add in a little playfulness by maybe balancing on that standing leg if you're in the split, but maybe you just want to hang out here. Use blocks underneath your hands. All right, from there, step back to plank. We're gonna come down onto the belly and reach back, clasp your hands. Squeeze the legs together, lift the feet, lift the hands, lift the heart, come on. Drag the shoulders down away from the ears. You can lift the knuckles up and reach them back. Open up the chest, spread out your toes. And release, press back to downward facing dog. Bring your left foot forward, warrior one with archer arms. Right elbow up, left elbow down. Bind, you grab strap or towel, whatever you got. And press a lot into the outer edge of your back foot and bring your right butt, right hip forward. Soften your front ribs so that you fill your back body more. So when we back bend, we want to lengthen the spine rather than compress it. So we think it's a misnomer to call it a back bend because that like implies that you're just going to fold over in two, and you're not. It's really like a back arch. Think of it that way. Think of how your whole spine gracefully arches up and back. So you lengthen first. And release. Your right arms. You're going to reach up and exhale into your twist. Draw the shoulders down, open the chest. We're doing baby back bends today and focusing on the whole back body. So that's why I'm throwing in some forward bends in here. Ordinarily, I wouldn't do a lot of big forward bends in a deeper back bend class. We're focusing on the whole back body. So breathe in there, breathe in the right side of lower back, open the chest, spin the heart open. You could look up or you could let the head hang. I'm also focusing a lot on the neck. For those of you that are injured in the neck or feeling tight there, just giving you a lot of support. And the neck is a part of your spine. So it counts as being part of the back in a way. The back of your neck, certainly. Okay, coming into pyramid pose. Release the hands down, step your back foot forward. You could have hands on blocks. You could stay right here. If you ever have a tight hamstring, something that could work is having hands here at the top and tractioning your spine back. That works for like a hamstring injury and a lower back injury, but it's also like a pretty nice move. Hands on blocks is another one. Bending the knee is another. So feeling in here if you want to stay in that mode or balance on one leg and play there. Try everything if you want. All right, from here, you're gonna stand at the front of your mat. We're gonna take standing balancing twist. You'll stand on your left leg, Lift your right knee up, put your left hand onto the right knee, or grab a hold of the foot if it's available, and you twist to the right. Go to a wall if you need support. Your hand could be on the wall, right hand on the wall. Release. Let's do the other side. Stand on right leg. Hold the left knee or hold the left foot, depending on your body. You can straighten the top knee, just keep the bottom leg straight. Release. Make your way into downward facing dog. Triangle pose. Step your right foot forward between your hands. Both legs straight. Put your right hand onto your shin and lift the top arm up. Draw your shoulders down and lengthen your back. So here you see this intense arch in my bottom rib cage. You don't want that in triangle. You want this. So to get that, my right sit bone is moving back. My left hip is forward. You never stack the hips here. We used to cue that. It's an old cue, and they're finding in the copious amounts of yoga studies that have been done in this country through practitioners actually needing hip replacements, we don't do that anymore. You bring this hip forward. Press into the ball of your right foot. Draw your shoulders down. And you can let your head hang, or you could look down. And you're going to open across the chest. And maybe you look up. I like to do this for the neck. Bend the top elbow, hold the back of the head, and lengthen here. All right, from there, we're coming into half moon. Put your left hand on your left hip, shift your weight, coming up. You can take a hold of the foot if it's available. You might have your hand on a block for balance. And open across the front body. From here, we're going to come all the way down, put the knee down, and come into lunge, lounge lunge, walking your left hand forward and out to the side. You're going to lounge your left ribs towards that hand. Your back leg is reaching straight back, and you have some options. Let me show you from this angle. So I'm here, I'm going to bend and lengthen this side. I have the option of taking this hand, my right hand back, and holding on to the foot. All of that feels good. You go for it. If you don't like that, you could stay at any stage. You could be here, here, here. All right, release from that. You're going to step back and come onto your belly. Take a cobra or a low cobra. Low cobra, the hands are forward. Regular cobra, you don't use your hands to lift. You use your hands to pull backwards towards the back of the mat. You're pressing tops of feet down. You got a long, strong snake tail. And that's what's going to help elongate your spine. And you use your hands to make it even longer. Pull the hands back. Drawing your chest forward, shoulders down away from the ears. And you stay up only as high as you could lift your hands up. So you're only using hands to pull backwards. And then make your way down and back to downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward into triangle pose. All right, so that left hip goes straight back. The front hip sneaks a little bit forward. That'll help you create all these triangle shapes in your body, right? So you really have to find it and see what works for you. Find to be up a little higher, find to be on a block, letting your head hang, or looking up. Take the top arm, maybe you hold your head. All right, release. Come on up, half moon, adjust in your space as needed. All right, so top hand could go to the top foot if you want. All right, release. Come down, lounge lunge. Your feet are hip distance apart. You're gonna walk your right hand. It's forward and out. Bring your right ribs towards the right hand. And you're gonna open up the chest, open up the heart this way. You can pick your back foot up and grab onto it if you want. All right, release from there. We're gonna come into bow pose. So lay down on your belly, grab a hold of your feet, kick the feet back, open the chest and the heart. Feel your whole back body. It should be nice and long. Press the pubic bone more into the mat, kick the shins back, open up the chest and the heart. And release. Let's lay flat and rest here. Take a breath into your back. All right, come up. Camel pose. Feet, knees hip distance apart. If you want to put a block between your thighs, do that. Hands start here. You're pressing down into the hips. Use your thumbs to lengthen the butt flush towards the floor or towards the backs of the knees. Your pubic bone moves forward. And see, I'm kind of jamming right here. That's a perfect example of this. You don't want to do that. You want to lift the kidneys, lift the back bottommost ribs up. That's a better back bend. You see the difference? This is what people do all the time. It's not great. Lift the ribs up, lift the chest, lift the heart. And you could stay here, should be able to breathe really freely. If you can't breathe, you've gone too far. If you want to grab onto your heels, grab your heels. But you should still be able to breathe, and the heels shouldn't be so far that you compromise the pose. Okay, slowly come out of that. Lay down on your back. We're gonna go into bridge. Maybe wheel if you want. That is entirely up to you, but bridge pose, revisiting it here as more of a back bend. You come up, walk your shoulders underneath. You don't have to be super far in. You just want your shoulders so that they're away from your ears, and you feel your shoulders are pressing into the floor, and the neck is really nice and free. The neck is still touching the floor, except for C7 area. And you're gonna lift your hips up, and be here. Maybe that feels really great to you to stay right here. Maybe not. You might want to slide a block under there. Maybe you want to go on to wheel. Let's find out what happens. If we come into wheel, you're going to put the hands by the shoulders, and then exhale, come up. You can come onto the crown of the head first. I chose not to. It's up to you. Take a couple breaths wherever you are, 5 to 10 deep breaths. And ease your way down. Take a resting breath. Knock your knees towards each other. And breathe here. That felt like a lot on my wrist, so I'm personally done with wheel. But if you want to do wheel, go ahead. You have time for one more back bend if you want. And if you're feeling like I'm good, you can just stay where you are and hug your knees into your chest. I'm going to come into bridge. Finishing up whatever you got going on, hug your knees into your chest. Take a couple breaths just laying here. Rock a little bit side to side, hugging your knees into your chest. And we're going to end laying down. We're going to do a slow warm down from all that back bending. Take your right ankle, cross it over your left thigh, and reach around. Bring the shin in closer, or maybe you hold the back of the left thigh. You can have your elbow in the knee, in the inner thigh, and press it away. You might want to take a bigger hamstring stretch and hold somewhere on the left leg. From here, everybody, if you have it, straighten the left leg and flex both feet. And you're going to take your left hand and use it like a kickstand. The left elbow's out to the side, and you're just going to lean your leg on it. I'm going to show you from this angle, from here, and I'm going to lean. So for me, I get a strong stretch on my right side of sacrum that feels really good in this shape. You could do it with a strap around the foot. And then from here, you're going to bend the knees again, and you're going to put this foot, the right foot, down on the floor and take that whole shape over with the knee up, and then put your hands on this top hip and press it away. Give yourself a little traction there. This is my right hip, my right sole foot on the floor. And then release, you're going to unwind and come back to center, cross, left ankle over right thigh, and just tug in. Let's start that sequence on this other side. Just feeling the support of the earth, breathing into your whole back. Just feel the sensation of your back laying on the floor. Hopefully you have more sensation of your back body now. And holding somewhere on your leg. And you can lean to the right and use your right arm to support the leg. You will hopefully get a little opening across left outer hip. Bend, put the leg down, top of left foot down, and you're in this different kind of a twist shape. Really, I feel it along the outer line of my body, outer hip. From there, come into happy baby. And you can take this happy baby, you could stay here rocking it side to side. I've straightened the legs. You could bend the knees and straighten. You could also, this is a great back release, is to come into Baddha Konasana, bring the soles of the feet together and bring your feet closer to your face. If this is feeling great on your back, you stay here and you continue from here. If your lower back needs something else, there's a couple other things I want you to try, maybe. First would be here, soles of feet on the floor. Traction your back. So you're just going to press on the tops of your thighs. And you can let your lower back go into its natural curve. You don't have to flatten it. We're not doing abs, but you could. You could find, when I flatten it, that feels better. But for me, it feels better to keep the neutral curve in my spine. And from here, you could take a regular twist. We've already done one twist. Maybe you pick a different twist. I'm just going to give you a lot of ideas. So you could twist to both sides. You could take plow and enjoy plow. So this is an intermediate practice. I'm going to show you a very advanced posture. Anna Forrest calls this windblown cypress, but honestly in Sanskrit, I don't know what it is. If you're still wanting to watch, it looks like this. So you come up and you got to take, this is my right hand, I'm going to move the elbow out to the side and I'm going to shift. Wow, I haven't done this in a long time. So it actually comes from shoulder stand. Sorry, I got screwed up. I'm going to move my hips to the right. I'm going to put my right hand with the finger going right down the crack, right there to support. So this might feel like a lot on your wrist. And it's also definitely a really advanced kind of pose. So I just want you to know that. There's a back bending here, so you're ready for it, and splits. My right leg is forward. I'm holding with my right hand. My hips are over to the right. My left leg is in. And I'm pretty far over to the side. And I'm going to do the left. Try to avoid hitting walls in your house. Just a fun experiment. So your lower back, your sacrum is resting on your hand. No pain anywhere, right? And then your legs go into a split. Never move your neck around when you're in shoulder stand type variations. All right, so from wherever you are, you're gonna wind down. So you could be doing a twist or a plow or that funky thing I just showed. And eventually, you're going to make your way into Shavasana. You can take however long you need to get to Shavasana. And then once you're there in Shavasana,